Introduction to Poetry by Billy Collins. The poem Introduction to Poetry was written by the famous American poet Billy Collins. Right from the beginning, the poem's name suggests we are about to read something that is very formal. It sounds like the name of an academic course or a title you would write in your notebook at school. Soon enough, this formality wanes. When we begin reading the poem, we understand we are being introduced to an informal, non conventional way of reading poetry. The speaker in the poem is a teacher who describes how he, or she, try to make students read poetry. The teacher invites the students to consider the poem in various ways, appreciating its figurative language, sounds, and structure. However, all the students want to do is to read the poem in a straightforward way, expecting to get its meaning easily and quickly. Collins uses various metaphors to convey the idea that a poem is a piece of art that requires imagination and outside of the box thinking. He compares a poem to a color slide to make the students think of its imagery and figurative language, and also to a beehive to make the students think of a poem's sounds. He further compares the poem to a maze and to a dark room, trying to make the students think of its structure and form, and equates a poem to water skiing, assuring the students sometimes they just have to skim through the lines and not really dive into them. At last, the poet compares a poem to someone who is being tortured, and the students to those who try to force answers out of him. By this image, the teacher confirms the students reject the suggestions to appreciate poetry in different ways. The message of the poet is that readers of poems should be open-minded. Collins invites us to be creative and patient when trying to make sense out of the poems we read.